Welcome.
Welcome.
Housewives of True Crime.
That's right. What's up?
What's up? It's so weird doing the YouTube now because now I have to, you know,
Not pick your nose.
get my shit together.
Yeah, all that obscene shit I used to have to see.
But I still didn't get it totally together. As you can see, I'm in my closet.
Yeah,
You're in
surprise,
your closet
surprise.
too, but you just don't look like it. So clink,
That's right.
clink.
Clink, clink.
I'm drinking the Starbucks this morning.
Oh, good on you.
Well,
Yeah,
you know how we do it up in the
yeah.
Texas. Oh, dude, there was the gnarliest thunderstorm last night. And I'm telling you, like, California has never seen Texas thunder.
Yeah, it's awesome. And lightning. Did you see lightning?
Oh my God. Like so much lightning. We turned off our lights so that like the kids could experience it, and it was
Yeah.
like really incredible. And then in the middle of the night, I thought all my kids were going to come running into my room. My dogs did, but my kids actually slept through it, but it was like rattling the house. The thunder was so loud. But it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that
Another
song.
another
Thunder.
cra
Give me
yeah.
thunder.
By the way, that's what I think about when I said
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so crazy that we just had like 80 degrees this week and now it's thunder and last week was -2. So go figure.
Okay.
It's throwing me crazy. What's up with you?
Not much to say.
Except you're going to the zoo.
I'm going to the zoo. I'm going to the
She's,
damn zoo again.
I know.
Field trip Friday. Might as well have another field trip because, they don't retain anything I teach them.
Oh, for
Yesterday,
sure they do.
we're still on Asia. Yesterday, we did Komodo dragons, Indonesia. My husband comes home. I made them color a picture, you know, on the map, write it, watch a
Yeah.
video, the whole thing. He's like, "What'd you learn today?" I don't remember.
Happens. It's like in one ear, out the other. I think that happens with me. I was just talking to a friend today, and she's like, that case you did of, so and so? And I was like, I'm on to the next. I don't even remember. It's like,
Yeah.
same shit. I don't know if everybody knows that my husband had a kidney stone, but I wanted to just let you all know that the beer does the trick. And one of our
Yes,
listeners
it.
wrote in and said that her dad used to get them all the time and did the beer trick. Totally worked. Now drinks a beer a day, has not had one since.
Oh my gosh. If only what someone would tell me that about wine.
I know, right? Like, no,
Yeah.
actually, I read it. I
Oh,
read
you
wine
read
does
it.
also. Yeah, I
Oh.
did. That one I
Well,
read. I didn't get listener tip on that one, but yeah.
yeah, well, people have been writing me because I talked about on Patreon that I saw a UFO, and I asked for people to please give me some explanation that this was some military thing or like something was going on and I just have my head in the clouds.
Yes. And do you?
No.
It's a
No, they're
UFO?
all they're all like, yeah, UFOs are real that
Well,
happened. And I'm like, you're not helping me. That was not the point. I can't handle it.
somebody did write in and say that it was like Elon Musk's satellites. Elon Musk, is that his name? Yeah.
Great.
So
Great.
maybe it is. Maybe. I'm not sure I
Okay.
believe it, but I mean, we could
Okay.
think it is for your sake, so you're
Oh,
not
I
freaked
that would
out
make me
every
so
day.
happy. And will I start getting better signal? Elon Musk.
Dude, my,
Gosh, I could really use it.
you know what? We are real lucky that we're even recording today because Spectrum is Suckdrum right now. They,
Oh yeah.
dude, I swear, I have been like tethering to my phone so much that I increased my plan to the highest capacity, and they're like, "You're using it too much."
Oh, that's so
So,
balls.
and AT&T and T and Spectrum own each other, I think. So I don't really understand.
I
I
don't
need a
know.
discount. Kiki,
Yeah,
doesn't Kiki work for AT&T?
or something. I don't know. I get those text messages all the time. You've used up 80% of your data or whatever. and it
Yeah.
gives me a little diarrhea, and then you know it, they're fooling you.
It's your diarrhea.
They're trying to get you to up your plan, but then I'm like, "Yeah, I've used up 80% of my data, but the billing cycle ends
Like,
tomorrow. So I
yeah.
got 20% to spare, so go suck it."
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
All right, dude. You got a case for me today?
I sure do. I surely do. This case was brought to us by a couple listeners actually wrote in about this
Oh,
case. This one really, it's very recent and it kind of flew over our heads. So thank you to everyone who said, get
yeah. Clink,
get
clink.
on it, Gretchen. Yeah. Okay. So you ready for it?
Take me there.
Okay, I'm gonna take you there. I was thinking about that song, Take Me Home, Country Road. They lived on a country road too. This is the case of Grant Amato.
Mm.
The Amato family lived in an upscale area, Chuliota, Florida, which is like Central Florida. They lived in a nice 4-bedroom home that they built themselves on a couple acres. Similar homes to theirs sell for around $550,
Okay.
which is
Decent price.
in Central Florida. Yeah, so I'm telling you, it was a nice
Yeah.
house. Yeah, okay. They also owned a home in Tennessee that they were planning on retiring at in the future.
Listen, that owning two homes, it's no joke.
Oh no, it's no joke. It's a situation.
Hmm.
Okay. But they're planning for retirement, looking
Okay.
forward to a life of leisure, is what I'm telling you, right? Chad, the dad, was a pharmacist and he also, I don't know, did some kind of smart computer tech work on the side.
Okay.
So he's killing it. And Margaret, the mama, she just loved horses. She spent much of her time at stables that were close to their home, and she was one of those ladies who, like a horse whisperer, who rehabbed horses that had been abused.
Okay. She's better than I am.
Oh, yeah.
I just
Like
rehab
even they would buck
sugar
her off
gliders.
and she would just like keep on, like I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get you good. Okay. So she's awesome. Okay. So Margaret and Chad had 3 grown sons. They are described as being a pretty tight family. They all bonded over the love of football, frequently went to Florida Gator games.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, yeah. I always say that, like I feel like I start off a lot of stories why everything appeared happy, blah, blah, blah. But I think that this family, they really were happy for the most part until they weren't, which I will get to. But what I'm saying is, I think they really were happy for a long time.
Okay. So they're not like the ones that, act happy on the outside, but
And
really are.
inside, yeah, it's all
Okay.
psycho and
No.
abusive. No. Okay. So, loving mother, active father. Chad, the dad, is described by his son Jason as being extremely meticulous and
Hmm.
stern, but he makes it very clear that, like, there was no abuse. He just liked things the way he liked him. I get the impression that he was just like the kind of dad who probably didn't have to count to 100, like I do with my kids. Like he probably did. He was like, get up,
Oh my
and they
God.
like did it, okay.
Like military-ish? I feel like
Yeah,
those.
I think it was kind of a hard ass. Yeah.
So sometimes, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm a hard ass sometimes, and I'm still counting to at least 20, 5
Yeah.
times,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Jason, the oldest son, had grown up and moved out like most kids do, but not so much for the other 2 sons, Cody and Grant. Cody and Grant were the 2 younger boys, and they were just a year apart from each other, in school and everything. And so they were really close. It seems like they did everything together. In high school, they both joined the weightlifting team together, which
Well,
no
1
shade.
year apart, that's like twinsies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they're like best buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Wait, there's a team for weightlifting?
Yeah, there's a team for weightlifting. I thought that was kind of interesting because they're both really skinny.
Skinny? They needed it. They're like,
So,
"Give me that creatine
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
some
So,
weights." Okay.
Okay. So I don't want I just point that out because I don't want you to picture what I
Rough,
would
like,
picture of weightlifting guys.
oh,
Like
yeah, yeah.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
Okay. So when Cody decided to attend the University of Central Florida for nursing school, Grant joined him the following year. The brothers had a plan to finish nursing school, then go to anesthesiology school, then buy matching BMWs
Oh my
and
God.
oh yeah, and buy the family home from their parents when their parents moved to Tennessee.
Wow. Holy cow.
Yeah,
They have like some goals for young
yeah,
kids.
goals packed. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that buy in the family home thing.
I,
I
by the
mean, I
way,
know of a lot of people that have done it, like bought their parents' home, but I don't know. Just skeeves me out. I don't want to be doing it in the same room as my parents did it. It's
oh, I
totally
know.
gross, right?
The yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
some people
Just
that did
enough said.
that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The brothers were really into gaming and had some elaborate setup with like big screens and computers that I guess they like built, like bought the motherboards into the whole thing so
What
they could
year
game on. So they're really into it.
what year is this again?
The year was 2019.
Oh, oh yeah, that's what you said. It was real recent. Okay.
Yeah, it was real recent. Okay. So all that gaming is, kind of a time suck. But Cody managed to stay on track. But Grant actually failed out of anesthesiology school. But still he managed to get a nursing job, which is fine, right? I mean, you can still get a beamer be a nurse. They get paid.
100%. And like anesthesiologist, that's like some real commitment.
That's ambitious,
I
right?
mean,
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to put people to sleep saying,
Yikesies.
yeah.
Although I do it with Hello Bello sleep gummies every night.
Oh my
That's
God.
about as much of an anesthesiologist as I am. Work
Yeah.
like a dream.
They do work well.
Got my bundle yesterday.
And
Mommy slept well, kids slept well. It was amazing.
I got my
Yeah.
bundle yesterday also.
Oh,
And you guys, I accidentally messed up. It was 25% off hellobello.com with our code.
Grant lost his nursing job. Bummer, right?
Hmm.
Really bummed about. So the circumstances surrounding his losing his job are shady. He's accused of stealing propofol. I'm probably
Oh,
saying that wrong, but you know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
It's
the
that
one that killed
sedative, the Michael
Michael
Jackson
Jackson.
drug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it puts you to sleep,
Yeah. Puts you to sleep.
but it must
He
make you
was
feel good too,
arrested.
right?
Maybe it feels really good to sleep that well.
Probably,
Uh, uh,
especially people that have
uh,
insomnia.
yeah. Okay, so he was arrested for theft when he was busted for this, and there's a police report, and Grant says in it that he did it to adequately relax patients that were not by doctor ordered medication.
Okay.
So, you know, he fancies himself kind of knowing everything,
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, okay.
He probably knows a lot though.
Mm,
No?
yeah.
Okay. Maybe not. Actually, remember that Dr.
Maybe.
Death?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a problem. I think maybe Grant not the brightest crayon in the box.
Ah,
Spoiler.
got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Clink25, by the way, is our new code.
Clink
Clink25
25.
at hellobello.com. Okay.
Okay, everybody get on that. You need your vitamins. Take them. And they're delicious and they work. Best
Yeah.
vitamins I've ever taken. The charges ended up being dropped after his brother Cody paid $8,000 for a lawyer for him. I saw a thread because I was like, what's up with this?
Yeah.
I mean, you just steal drugs, get arrested for it, and then the hospital just drops the charges. What's up with that?
There's got to be
But
some sort of like connection. Like,
okay, the charges were dropped possibly. This is what people are speculating
mhm.
because maybe the hospital didn't want a big investigation.
Oh, yeah.
which is total speculation. I have no idea,
Yeah.
but
Who
that
knows?
kind of makes sense. That kind of makes
Yeah.
sense to me. I don't know. Okay. So still, I mean, that's really nice of his brother to Cody to bail him out. Like I said, Cody put up the $8,000 for the lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay. So even though the charges were dropped, Grant began to kind of spiral. And it's not hard to imagine his mental space. He just blew his opportunity to work in the medical field,
Mhm.
like altogether.
Yeah.
Dunzo, right? It's killing the dream. Dream's going away. He was 20 years old and still at home.
How old was he? 29?
Probably 29. I feel
Yeah.
like he wasn't feeling himself. And I'm sure it didn't help his self-esteem that his brothers were both doing really well.
Yeah. We had
Okay?
another case like this where, remember, like, it's really hard when you have siblings that are real successful and you just can't get your shit together.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly the problem. He could not get his shit together. So he tried to hit it big as a gamer on Twitch.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that.
Okay.
Okay, actually, funny thing. So
Mhm.
my girlfriends were just telling me about this Twitch situation.
Mhm.
You gotta be real careful if you put your kids on this Twitch. It's it's something.
Yes, I mean, I think part of the problem is the want for what they do is they live stream themselves playing games apparently or
Mhm.
something like that, and then you get followers. It's like having a YouTube or something. I think,
Yeah, it's like I
it's
think it's this.
intoxicating. It goes down a dangerous road. We don't need to
Yeah.
get into it because that's basically the whole case. Don't watch your kids or they're going to turn into criminals.
Oh,
Spoiler. Okay?
okay.
Okay? So, he was on Twitch all the time. He tried to hit it big as a gamer, but it wasn't
Okay.
happening despite the endless hours he spent, gaming. He didn't achieve, income status. Okay, so on December 20th, 2018, Grant's mother, Margaret, called the police to report Grant was missing, depressed, and suicidal.
Oh.
He was found, and police didn't feel he met the qualifications to put a psychiatric hold on him.
Mhm.
There were two more incidents where authorities were called in relation to Grant being suicidal and depressed, but it's not clear exactly what those circumstances were. But I think based on that, we can conclude that people around him were worried about him.
Okay.
I'm sure it's frustrating for parents in Margaret and Chad's positions. I mean, you want your grown kid to get after it, get a job. But if they've shown suicidal tendencies, you maybe don't
Well,
want to
then
risk
you
pushing them to the point where they might harm themselves.
yeah.
I totally get it. It's walking on eggshells. I think that's where they were. So Grant had taken, it's not really surprising, to spending more and more of his time online when he probably should have been getting help for his depression issues, maybe go help his mama with the horses, get some
That's
sunshine.
actually
He was very
to be real
he's
helpful.
very, very he's very pale for someone who lives in Florida,
Okay.
okay?
Because he's spending all his time
So,
inside doing those video games. I'm a little worried about my son doing the same shit.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
need some sunshine. Yeah. Grant could have also maybe, talked to some kind of job counselor, come up with a new plan, you
Right.
know? The
Right.
original pack, not going to happen, but people get second chances,
Mhm.
change
Yeah, sure.
direction. It's cool. Anywho, nope, that's not what he did. Instead, he turned to porn
Oh,
and eventually he found himself at myfreecam.com. This is a site that hosts cam girls, which, if
okay.
you're not familiar with, is ladies that accept currency in exchange for a range of services from conversation to things a little more naughty. And they take it real seriously. Even though the site has the word free in it, it's not really free to interact with the ladies.
Oh, who knew?
Okay. You can see what they're doing, but they won't give you personal attention until you drop some coins.
Um,
Okay.
you probably don't see
So for
this because you're telling me the story, but my cat is going crazy on me. So everybody on YouTube sees my little kitty.
kitty.
Okay. So he turns to cam girls, which, by the way, we both think that our cleaning people think we are. Because we have this whole
Oh,
setup in our closet.
that's true. Yeah. With lights and everything. They're like, what are they doing in there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For research purposes, I went on the site.
Okay.
That's
And
right.
you love these
Serious
porn
journalism
ones.
here. It's I do. It is fascinating. Okay. I saw girls, every shape, size, ethnicity get their cam on,
Mhm.
mostly in lingerie. But I saw one that was just playing topless bingo.
By herself?
No,
Or she
I
plays
think
with the person?
she plays with her little people. I mean, unless you give her some money, you don't get to participate in the bingo.
Oh, that's fun.
But I thought that was creative.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what the breakdown is of what they actually make, but I imagine they're doing pretty well and they don't even have to leave the house. I mean, that part I like, right?
And Gretchen, maybe we need to change careers.
Careers, totally, right? I watched the show Love After Lockup. It is reality television that most people loathe. I mean, it's totally my vice. But, anyways, one of the women on there is a cam girl and she supports her kids and she lives in a real nice house.
Okay. I think you can
So
make
I'm
some
just saying,
coin.
I'm like, I think it must be pretty lucrative if you are good at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Grant meets a Bulgarian cam girl named Sylvie. And I get
Okay.
it. I get it, Grant. Sylvie's hot,
Okay.
super hot. But he didn't just fall for this woman. Grant became obsessed with her. And Sylvie's attention don't come cheap. Grant started sending her gifts like sex toys and lingerie.
And Sylvie gives her address?
I'm not sure exactly how that works. Maybe she has like an Amazon wish list or like
Oh,
something.
okay.
Like they have some kind of thing, but you buy her stuff and then she like
Yeah.
models it on the next, cam thing
Oh.
in her cam room. To be in Sylvie's room, it costs ya 90 tokens a minute, which adds up to $625 an hour.
Oh,
Okay.
God. We're really doing the wrong thing here.
And Grant typically spent 4 hours in there at a time.
Dude,
That's $2,500 a night.
where does he get this money?
Oh, I'll tell you. So that's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you don't have a job, right?
Yeah, it's coming
So,
from somewhere, and I'm sure it's not coming from him.
well, by the way, he acted like he was a professional gamer,
Oh, like
you
he's
know,
making money doing it. Yeah.
to Sylvie online. That's what he's kind of living this virtual life. You can
Right.
be anything. You can
Sure.
capture the attention of beautiful girls, but it's not real. I mean, it's like kind of the perfect storm of 90-Day Fiance and Catfish to me was like his dynamic with Sylvie.
Okay. And where
Okay.
does Sylvie
Because
live? Does she live like in
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria? Okay, she does live there.
Yes.
Okay.
It's really sad to me, when people have to pretend to be something they're not to get there is a lid for every pot. You should not have to pretend to be something you're not,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Okay. So where was Grant getting the money? You ask. Well,
Want
he
me to guess?
stole his dad
I think
and
it's
his
his Yeah, I think it's his dad or I think it's his parents and his brother. Yeah, am I right?
Yeah, it's his dad and his brother's credit cards
Mhm.
and bank information, and then transferred the money to himself.
Oh.
Over the course of less than 4 months, he had stolen over $200,000
Oh,
from them.
shit.
It gets more bananas. They discovered what was going on, but Grant said he needed the money to promote his Twitch account and he would pay it back.
Okay.
Okay.
Seems reasonable-ish. I mean, 200,000 is a little bit much, but I mean, like, you do have to pay for advertising.
You do have to pay for advertising, but I mean, it's not like he asked them. He just did
True.
it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
bad.
Okay. Anyways, I mean, I'm sure they're real upset about it, but his family never called in the charges as fraudulent
Mhm.
to try to recoup the money because that would mean that Grant would go to jail. And they didn't want that.
Yeah.
But nothing would stop Grant. He just kept finding ways to steal money, knowing there would not be any consequences from his family.
That's what
I mean,
happens. I think that's what happens. I've seen
I
it, like,
know.
personally. Like, if you just don't hold people responsible for things, then they sometimes just keep making those same mistakes or bad decisions, I guess, is probably more like it.
Yeah, I actually think that 100% they should have called in the charges fraudulent and Grant should have been arrested. I
I
think he
know,
got
but
out of
they're
that thing in the hospital. Well, I think you might change your tune when you hear the rest of the story, Tab.
okay.
Okay, it's hard to believe, but even after he had stolen $60,000 from his brother Cody, Cody still shelled out $10,000 to take Grant on a trip with him to Japan that they had always dreamed about taking. They're like really into anime. So they
Okay.
took this
Yeah.
dream trip. Okay.
Yeah.
When Cody and Grant got back from the trip, is when Grant says his dad got overbearing with the whole, hey, get a job. He says he wanted to talk about it every day, which I
No shit.
imagine is, yeah, that's what I would want to talk about every day if my retirement dollars had turned into quicksand, you know?
Fuck, I
I
know,
mean,
right?
yeah, tensions started to get so bad around the Amato house. So Grant went to his Aunt Donna's house to get a break from his dad. Guess what happened?
What happened?
He started stealing from his aunt. And when she figured it out, Chad and Margaret begged her not to press charges. And Cody even stepped in and vowed to pay his aunt back for the debts that Grant had racked up. She says Chad cried to her, like crying over his son stealing money, and told her he had taken out a second mortgage to pay
Oh
off the
my God.
$150,000 that Grant had taken from him.
Okay.
But taking the money from Aunt Donna, I think, was kind of a breaking point finally for the Amatos. The Amatos staged kind of a intervention with Grant. They told him he had to go to rehab and there was a zero tolerance for racking up more debt. And when he was out, he had to get a job and start paying people back, and he could not use the internet. They told him he had like get a flip phone and everything. Like they're not messing around. So Grant agreed to go get treatment.
Did he
Cody,
get treatment for like internet use or what?
he got, yeah, some kind of social media addiction. They found a place.
Okay.
Okay. So Cody paid $15,000 to send Grant to a rehab that was in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Okay. From what I understand, it was when Grant was in rehab that the Amatos found out about Sylvie. Remember, they thought it was all some delusions about
That he
being
was
a
going to be
high
a
paid
gamer.
gamer is why he's taken all their money.
Yeah.
But no, their money was funding some woman in Bulgaria's lifestyle. Like that's worse, right?
I mean, yes.
That's a gut
Yes.
punch, right? Okay. So they contacted her and they told her Grant is not who you think he is. Please don't encourage any communication with him. I think maybe they also threatened her. I mean,
Mhm.
imagine they're like pretty fucking pissed.
Yeah.
And so she cut Grant off, which Grant
Wow,
discovered.
she listened. That's surprising.
Well, sort
Ish.
of.
Okay.
Okay. When Grant got home from rehab, which was 2 months earlier than scheduled,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because Grant was very convincing and he said all the right things to the professionals at the facility to get out. And he had his family buying his bullshit too, but Grant was far from cured from his obsession. Apparently, Grant had made a little community of online friends with people that were also obsessed with Sylvie in the cam room. Like they're all in the cam room at the same time, okay? And he wrote them a letter that is 8 pages.
Whoa.
And it says stuff like, I will, because, okay, his parents also contacted some of these cam room people too. So everybody, like, it's out.
Okay.
You know, Grant's in rehab and he's not rich. Don't talk to him. Okay. But anyway, so this letter he wrote says, like, I will never forgive myself for making Sylvie sad. And I just want another chance with
God.
her in the cam room. I can't believe I have been reduced to just DMing her on her public page. I will never get over her.
Oh my
I
God.
mean,
He has become like cuckoo
yeah, he's
bananas. This
obsessed.
girl is doing
Yeah.
this just for money. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so when Chad learned that Grant had been trying to reach Sylvie and had communicated with friends in the cam room, he told Grant to get out. Chad had busted Grant because Grant had used his mama Margaret's phone to contact his cam friends. Chad and Margaret must have been pissed because it doesn't appear that they saw it coming. They had actually just told their son Jason they thought this whole mess was finally behind them. Grant had an upcoming job interview and he was doing well since he got home.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they told Grant he had to leave the house, but I don't know how long they gave him to get out. But they
Okay.
at least him one day. And sadly, that one day would be Chad, Margaret, and Cody's last. On January
He did
24th,
not.
2019, Grant shot his mother in the back of the head while she was working at her desk. He shot
Oh.
his father in the kitchen when he came home from work twice in the head. And then lastly, waited for Cody to come home from work at the
Oh my
hospital. And
God.
then he shot him.
What is fucking wrong with this
How do
guy?
you feel about not charging him with fraud now?
Oh my
He
God.
needed he needed some consequences. Sending your kid to jail for 12 months, whatever, not that big of a fucking deal. They need to learn their lesson.
And
Okay?
maybe he would have like got over Sylvanie or
Yeah.
whatever her name is by then.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay? So, his father actually typically wore a gun. So, what Grant did was he put a holster on him and he wrote a letter from the point of view of Cody
Oh.
and positioned the bodies like this was a murder suicide. So, his plan was to frame Cody.
He is a piece of business.
Yeah, he sure is. So, there is a whole bunch of forensic evidence that they brought up in court that shows, yeah, I mean, it couldn't have been Cody. For one thing, Cody was shot from more than 3 feet away, so it couldn't have been self inflicted. Also, the blood spatter showed that the garage door was open when Cody was shot. And when the officers
Mm,
arrived at the scene, their body cam footage shows that the door was closed. So, there's no way Cody could have closed it because he was
dead.
dead, right? Additionally, there's no forced entry. Nothing was missing from the house. Remember, they have all this expensive gaming equipment,
Yeah.
none, it's not gone. Okay. So there's no motive for an intruder
No.
to have been the person who did it. Okay. One pretty banana side note is that there was a bank transfer made from Chad's phone after when they estimate his time of death was. And this was done. He had a fingerprint,
Oh my
like
god, he, like,
thing.
pushed like, he
Oh
grabbed his
my God.
dead dad's
So,
finger and put it on
yeah.
the phone.
Uh-huh.
He's like a
And
sick fuck.
he is a sick fuck. And so when Chad's body was found, they noted, yeah, well, there's a lot of blood, but his index finger is extra clean.
Mm,
Ugh, okay, so the Amatos were found the following day when Cody did not show up for work at the hospital where Cody worked alongside his girlfriend and no one could reach him. Cody's girlfriend called the police. She had reason to be worried because Cody had confided in her that he was scared Grant could kill them all.
oh, no way. He
Mhm.
kinda had that weird feeling.
Yeah. So, when police discovered the murder scene and discovered there was another member of the family that wasn't there, they went looking for Grant.
Mhm.
Locating the next of kin is pretty standard, so they also found the other Amato son, Jason, and questioned him. He didn't implicate that his brother could have had anything to do with murdering his family, but he did tell them about the Sylvie drama situation, and so did Cody's girlfriend. Cody's girlfriend really spilled all the tea to investigators about the money and
Yeah.
Sylvie, and that Grant had recently stolen guns from Cody. They put out a bulletin looking for Grant as an armed and dangerous individual. It didn't take long for them to locate him. He had checked into a Doubletree hotel not that far away. When
Probably eating all
police
those cookies.
Oh my god.
I love those
Those cookies are so good.
They're so good.
So I know. I know. When I saw Doubletree, I was like, "Way to lie low." I mean, that's
Yeah.
the Doubletree is not the Four Seasons, but it's kind of baller.
Maybe you go to, like,
For
a
for yeah.
Quality Inn or something, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
No,
No.
no, no, no,
No,
no.
no. He's
No,
not
no.
gonna
Grant likes
impress
the finer things.
he's not gonna
Yeah.
impress Sylvie with his fucking
Yeah.
Quality Inn. He's gotta go to
Yeah,
the
that's right.
DoubleTree.
Yeah.
Eat those cookies.
Okay. So when police knocked on his door, he went willingly with them. He answered their questions and admitted that he had been having problems with his dad over his relationship with his Bulgarian model girlfriend. He told them the last time he talked to Cody, he had told him he's going to handle his problems for him. At some point, he told the detectives, "Yeah, I drove by the house, but I saw a news van in front, and so I went to Panera to get a sandwich." And they were like, "You don't think that maybe you should have called your parents to find out why there's police vehicles and a news van in front of their house?" And he said, "Well, I googled local news and saw there was a triple shooting, so he didn't call because he didn't want to know."
Okay.
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 Also,
Believable.
yeah, his interrogation, the entire thing is on YouTube. It's like 4 hours. I watched it all,
Wow.
which
Good
is
on you.
awesome. It's awesome. I mean, just that the act you get to see the whole
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
right? Okay. So, also during all of this questioning, they were like, "Hey, we've noticed you haven't asked us why you're here. And we've now been chatting with you for 3 hours."
Holy shit. You're right, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
And then no, I told you. Yeah. So then they showed him some crime scene photos and asked if this is how he left his family. Watching the interrogation, I just think it's a good glimpse of how Grant managed to con his family for as long as he did because he keeps his cool, like his demeanor never changes. He stays the course, and when detectives explain, like, "We will find everything out. We will." These detectives, there's a lady boss detective and a dude, and
Okay.
they're pissed. this went on a long time. They're like, we are going to ping your every move. We have already seen neighbors' security cameras, and we know
It's you.
nobody shot each other in the house because they don't have any gunshot residue on them. So now's your chance to cooperate.
Give it
But
up.
yeah, give it. Okay. I mean, that's what they want. Like, they don't want to go to trial. It's so fucking obvious. Like, just give it up.
Right.
Okay. But Grant did
He
not
doesn't.
break. No. And he was so obviously cooked. His demeanor is like he believes his own lies.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
You've seen somebody like that where you're like, I think they really actually believe what they're saying.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think that's probably part of his like mental disorder. I mean, how he could believe he was
Right.
this, justify in his head. He's this big time gamer, blah, blah, all that crap. Okay. So, anyways, the only time during the interrogation he seems to show any emotion is when, like, didn't even show emotion when they're showing him pictures of his dead family.
Oh my God.
Is he asked to see his brother Jason, so they let Jason come. So his brother Jason comes in. They hugged as soon as Jason was allowed to enter the room.
Mm-hmm.
The meeting with Jason is painful to watch because Jason seems like such a nice guy.
Because he
He
probably is.
Oh, yeah,
He just
he
had
is.
this like
Yeah, I watched
loser
his testimony in court too.
brother.
Okay. He questioned Grant in a way that is like desperate to find a way to make it so that Grant was not responsible for the tragedy. Like
Yeah.
he's like, give me something. Like it can't have been you. And I lost every other member of our family.
My God, that is so sad.
But by the end of the meeting, you can just tell like he knows his brother is the killer, even if he doesn't like
Right.
say it. One thing that he said to him that struck me is he said, I know Dad and Cody were assholes, but they loved you. If they didn't, you would be in jail for the money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the last thing he said to him was, I'll pray for you because I can't pray for Mom, Dad, or Cody anymore.
Oh.
Grant never told Jason he was responsible for what happened or the detectives, so he went to trial. Side note, when Grant was arrested and sent to jail while he awaited trial, he set up his like jail email password hint as Shimmy Gami, which apparently is like the Japanese Grim Reaper. It's like death god.
Ew.
Oh my God. Okay. So that fun fact was not used in trial as evidence, but guilty,
Yeah.
right? Guilty.
He is
Okay.
guilty. He's a bad,
Yeah.
bad
Yeah. Yeah.
person.
Okay. Okay. Second side note, the judge that presided over the case, total disco biscuit.
Oh, a Judge Disco Biscuit. I
Oh my
like that.
God. The most beautiful judge I've ever seen. She's
Wow.
good. Oh, yeah. She is. Yeah. And I liked her. She is good.
She should be replacement
HBIC
for Judge Judy. Need like a real hot judge in that role, you know?
situation. I don't
Yeah.
know if nobody can replace
Nobody could
Judge.
replace her, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people would watch Hot
Don't
Judge.
pee on me and tell me it's raining. Judge Judy is so she is so quick.
Oh my God.
She is like, and she is so fucking rich and worth every
Oh
damn
my God.
penny.
I know.
Oh my God.
So it was, you know what? Like, do you remember Judge Wapner?
Yes. We thought Wapner was where it was at until Judge Judy came along.
I know,
Now
but dude,
Wapner is like, go to sleep.
Judge Wapner, what year was that? I had to have been like, I was like,
80s.
yeah, I know. I mean, I was liking this shit when I was young, like before I was 10. Like, God,
Oh
these
God. I would
stupid ones.
love to like just watch a Judge Judy marathon.
Just do it. You love those marathons.
I know. Well, I'm gonna have to
Pull it
wait
up on
until
Hulu or something.
I'm gonna have to wait till my kids are out of the house or something. Okay. Anyways,
Okay.
okay. So they go to trial. Judge's disco biscuit. Grant's defense was basically that the police didn't process the crime scene properly. So, he just, it was really
Yeah.
like womp womp. Okay. And then they tried to discredit Cody's girlfriend, who is like, I mean, she had the strongest story to tell all of the motive, everything about the tensions or whatever. So, I mean, they tried to make her look bad, which is, lame in my opinion, but, defense attorneys have a job to do. Um,
Yeah.
Still, no surprise. Thankfully, the jury found Grant guilty of triple first-degree murder and sentenced him to life in prison in August of 2019. His attorneys filed an appeal shortly after sentencing. One of the things they are basing it on is that one of the jurors expressed concerns about how much taxpayer money a life sentence would cost,
Okay.
which, I mean, I
You're
think that's
like
a fair
less
question.
than death sentence.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so she shouldn't, I guess she did that before, like during jury selection. I mean,
Oh,
I
so
think that's a fair question.
they're saying like, oh,
She
she already had
never,
it in her
yeah.
mind.
I mean, I think it's, yeah. I mean, I guess that is wrong, but I mean, I still think that it's pretty reaching for like a whole appeal. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
They didn't
know
give it
that
to
he's
him,
gonna get
right?
it. It's still in appeals. I don't think it's been denied,
Okay.
but still in the process. Okay, so interestingly, a documentary maker got in touch with Grant. And I'm not sure if this documentary is being made, but the recorded jailhouse photo or phone calls
Mhm.
between Grant and the filmmaker were released to the public.
Okay.
You know how they like record
Yeah.
everything, right? Okay.
Yeah.
In the phone calls, Grant is he's very Grant, like just like he was in his interrogation, like no personality, very like matter of fact.
Okay.
And just delusional. He's like, "Oh yeah, I think I have a good chance at appeal." He talks about how he's worried about losing his nursing accreditation. Like,
What? You're
yeah,
like,
like
dude, you
you
like
are,
he's missing a screw. There is
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
something
yeah.
not connecting there.
Oh yeah, he also talked about how wrong it was for the prosecution to show everything on his computer that Sylvie had sent him because, some of those pictures were only for him.
That's right. Because Sylvie is only sending him those pictures too. It's like, come
Yeah.
on. All right.
He also said some of his relationship with her was about money, like, okay, but isn't that true for everyone?
No, no,
No,
it's not.
it's not. No, it's not actually, like people, it's for richer, for poorer.
Yeah.
I've certainly been on both sides of that fence. We did not break
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Right.
It's it's not money that keeps us together or tears us apart. Okay. It's not
Right.
about money. Okay. So, as far as Sylvie goes, I can't find her on my free cam anymore.
Mm,
So, not sure if she retired her cam career or
yeah,
what. I mean, she probably just changed her name or something.
I'm
I don't know.
sure. It wasn't Sylvie anyways.
Well, yeah, okay, so it sort of was. So I do know her real name is like Sylvia blah 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
so she probably changed it to something very far from that. They did use her real name during the trial. So I
Oh,
was kind of surprised about that her
yeah.
cam name would be anything resembling
Close. I
her
know.
actual
I'm
name. Yeah.
surprised too. Okay.
So that's a wop. Rip.
Good.
Amato family.
Oh, it's so
It's
sad. And I
very sad, especially for all the people who love them, personally,
yeah.
you know. But Grant is completely mental and God willing stays locked up
God.
forever.
Well, thanks for that case. That is awful. We have a few shout outs to give this week and some questions. So, um, let me go to, we have one question and it's for both of us. If we have ever dealt with mommy judgment from others and how did we deal with it? Like, can I
Oh,
name like how
oh, we could
many?
do a whole podcast about it.
I know. So, I remember when I was first, and by the way, she just had a baby. She's a new mom,
Mm-hmm.
and she spent all of 2020 pregnant, which maybe it's a good time to spend 2020 pregnant.
I
Like, you don't
totally
even
think it's
see
a good time.
anybody. You're
Yeah,
not going
can't
out
do
and
anything
drinking
anyhow.
anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that in the beginning, you're so worried about everything, right? You're worried that people are going to judge you if you don't breastfeed or if you don't
Mm-hmm.
fucking
Or you
make
don't
your
breastfeed long enough.
baby's food, and just like
Mm-hmm.
it's a never ending judgment. And then by the second and third, you're like, fuck everybody. I'm doing what's right for me. So like,
100%. I am, I don't know how I come off, but I mean, I'm pretty insecure about a lot of things in my life, and I felt the need the first couple years having kids because I had C-sections. I
mhm,
only breastfed for, like 2 months or something. I would feel the need all the time when people would ask me to list off a laundry list of
like
like
explain why.
justifications, like, well,
Yeah.
let me tell you, because my babies were breech and that's why I did it. And then I had twins. And so I didn't want to have to drive to the doctor in LA, blah, blah, like it took me a long time to get to the point where I could just say, like, yeah, I had 2 C-sections and not, and who gives a fuck?
I know.
I mean, it's like, for all of those people out there who are like, it's just so much more bonding or whatever, let me tell you, when they put the baby in your arms, that's your baby. It's whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
But yeah, and then I mean, we both have children with challenges. My son is autistic, and so I had one kid that it was a very challenge he was very difficult for
And
a while. He was like,
lots of people judge on that,
and
you
then
know.
lots of people judge on that.
Yeah. You
And
don't get asked for play dates, you don't like,
definitely.
and so that's probably for both of us our hardest
Yeah, it was really hard.
thing.
I mean, and that still comes up, but it hang in there. I mean, it takes time, but I'm much more like now, fortunately, I'm like, my kid is so fucking rad. Eat a fucking dick. We don't need to play with you anyways.
Yeah.
Okay? But
Truth.
but but it took me it that did not happen overnight.
True. Okay. I want to give one shout out to Christine Green. She wrote us something really sweet. Also, we have a question. What is our favorite music?
Oh, I like old school country music, like I love like Johnny Cash and stuff like that. I like bluegrass. I listen to a lot of like Allison Cross and stuff like that. Obviously, I listen to Dolly Parton, but that's not her actual music is not my favorite. But I love like Foo Fighters. I fucking love the Foo Fighters. You too.
You too is my favorite. I
I
love
mean, I'm
all
old. I'm
80s.
like, I think totally like dating. I'm dating myself. Yeah.
Fleetwood
We also
Mac.
I love like 90s rap. Oh yeah, I love
Oh
Fleetwood
God,
Mac.
we
Yeah.
love like 90s hip hop. Belle Biv
Yeah.
DeVoe. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah.
am all over the place.
ODB.
And
Yeah, all over the
mostly
place.
I listen to country on a daily. Yeah,
Yeah.
all over.
Mostly I listen to like bluegrass on a daily, but
Not me.
I do listen to everything.
I,
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not as into that as Gretchen, but
Hmm.
classic rock, that kind of stuff. I want to give a shout out to, okay, her Instagram is so_Cal_Barbie. She's a real disco biscuit, and she likes her. I think her Instagram is public, so thanks for that, SoCal Barbie. Um,
Clink clink.
clink clink. The Blushing Blogger. That's her Instagram. It's all one
That's a
word, the
cute
Blushing
name.
Blogger. I know. And she shouted out us twice because and she's really like, go on her Instagram, you guys follow her too, because that's really cute. Wendy, of course, is always our biggest supporter. Lydia, Kristen, thank you so much. And you guys, you know where to find us. We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook group, leomoon.makeup. Thank you. I thought she did hair for some reason. Who the hell knows why I thought that? So I gave her a shout out last time, and then she was like, I don't
so
do
good.
hair.
That's why.
That's probably why. I'm like, fuck.
That's a compliment.
Seriously. Okay, so thank you guys. Give us tag us on social media. We'll shout you out. And even if you don't watch the YouTube, you guys can subscribe just to, let us get a little extra if you want. And thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Clink, clink.
Clink, clink.